Hello there. Today we are gonna take a look at a project I recently stumbled across, which will be The Rising Sun, which will come with a collection of 8,888 vampire NFTs with the goal in mind of providing you with passive income. Besides this, they also have the ambitious goal in mind of bridging the gap between DeFi and NFTs. But before we go into any further detail, I need to remind you of one important thing, which is that I am no financial advisor, and this is why you should take anything I say with a grain of salt, because at the end of the day, I am just a random person having a monologue with my screen. And with that said, let's take a look at The Rising Sun and their Shadow Descendants NFT collection. And right now, by taking a look at their Twitter, you can see that the release of the Shadow Descendants is planned for October, which is pretty soon, which is also the perfect timing to get whitelists and be a part of giveaways, which you can be a part of by joining their Discord. No two sunrises are the same, which is the first thing you see when you go on their site, followed by this cool animation if you scroll down to reveal the next part, which is Division. And as you can see, the Rising Sun's goal is to focus on building generational wealth and providing passive income through cryptocurrencies, specifically through leveraging utilities and creating an ecosystem of wealth. Besides this, they want to give us multiple opportunities which they claim to be suitable for every kind of investors, whether you are a short-term or a long-term investor, which in my opinion sounds pretty neat. And if I scroll even further, you can see that the animations still go on, which is something that I really like, because it's the little things that make a site like this stand out from their competition. And when it comes to the tokenomics, you can immediately see that their token will be accessible on ETH and the Binance Smart Chain. But the difference is that there will be different percentages on what they are doing with the token. So on the Ethereum blockchain, 5% will go back to the holders, 3% will go to the auto liquidity pool, and an additional 5% will go to the marketing and the development team. Compared to the Binance Smart Chain, in which 6% will go back to the holders, 5% to the liquidity pool, and another 5% to the marketing and the development team, which for me looks like the better choice, since at the end of the day, you as an investor are interested in the first two percentages. And now, after we have talked about the tokenomics, let's take a look at the NFT collection on OpenSea. The Shadow Descendants. And as the name suggests, obviously we will have some dark, shadowy themed NFTs. And because of their fairly light skin tone, they remind me of vampires. But obviously not just any vampires, because some of them have pretty amazing traits. Some of them, for example, have different kinds of weapons on their back, like this one, for example, having two AKs on his back. This one has a sword, I believe, and this one, as another example, has two axes. But obviously it's not just the weapons, because some of those have pretty amazing traits besides any weapons on their back. This one, for example, which is my favorite I have seen so far, has wings, a bulletproof vest, some kind of face shield, this evilish crown on his head, and finally the wooden peg through his ears. And I'm pretty sure he has a headache. And not just this specific NFT, but all of the Shadow Descendant NFTs will provide you with utility and passive income. And to check out how this will work specifically, let's go back to their website and take a look at the NFT part itself. And first of all, we get a short explanation on how you can buy those NFTs for yourself. Obviously, you can use MetaMask, which is a pretty easy and convenient way of buying NFTs or doing stuff with crypto in general. Next up, here's an explanation on how to buy Ethereum or BNB if you want to, followed by the short explanation on how to trade your ETH or BNB to the Sun token, which you can also do right here in the top right corner of their website. And then you can choose if you want to use Ethereum or the Binance Smart Chain, which will obviously lead you to different sites, specifically Uniswap and PancakeSwap. And since I said that I am a bigger fan of the Binance Smart Chain, let's take a look at how this will work on PancakeSwap. Obviously, first of all, they will ask you if this is the right address, and you can double check if you want to, but since I believe that they have put the right link on their own website, I will press understand and import the token. And then, for example, you can check if you put 1 BNB in, how much Sun you will get back in return. And since I am using a widescreen, this is pretty scuffed, but you can see that the amount of Sun you will get for 1 BNB is pretty significant. And now next up, let's take a look at their roadmap. So first of all, we have the focus on the community part by growing their Twitter and Discord, Telegram, and so on. Next up, which is one of the most important things about this project, is the staking platform. Because you will be able to stake your cryptocurrencies and your Shadow Descendants NFTs for 30, 60, 90 or 120 days. And you will be able to get up to $300 per NFT, meaning that your NFTs will probably pay off in itself and you will get passive income, as I said at the beginning of this video. Followed by the expanding of their social media platforms and weekly AMAs through the Rising Sun channel on YouTube. While also giving back to the community, which will happen through giveaways, in which you can win tokens, NFTs and even more prizes. Further down the line, they have planned to launch the Rising Sun app, which will be the one-stop shop, which will provide the bridge that gaps everything related with crypto and also will provide you with passive income opportunities. And further down the line, you will get exclusive access to future events and, for example, the Shadow Descendants Metaverse world. And while we are waiting for the development of the things like the Metaverse, we can enjoy the staking as soon as the NFTs will launch. Next up, we got the team behind the project. And having a team like this is always a green flag for me, because we not only get a random picture of a person, but we also get the LinkedIn from this person. So we are not getting an imaginary friend, but we get a person that really exists. And now lastly, on their website, we can find the Sun token, in which you can see that the total supply of the token is 10 quintillion, which is a pretty big number. And to be honest, I don't know if the human brain is even able to comprehend a number like this, because 100 quintillion is a 1 with 20 zeros, which is a pretty huge amount of zeros. And if you want to go into the detail of the project, you can for example go on Etherscan, and besides the fact that you can see the holders and the total transfers, you can also see the amount of Sun tokens. And if you don't believe me that these are 20 zeros, you can count for yourself if you want to. And now lastly, to finish this up, let's take a look at their Discord. Because as I said like a billion times, this is probably the best place to stay up to date with almost every project, since here you can talk with the community of this project and even the founders. Besides this, you don't have to search for announcements because they will throw them right at you. And for example, right now we have a cash giveaway right now. And the only thing you gotta do to win this prize is to create your own invite link and invite a lot of friends, because the person that invites the most people will get $80 in Ethereum just for doing so. And obviously Discord is not about the cash prices in general, but it's a pretty nice addition. The most important thing here is that you can be active in the community, and by doing so you get the opportunity to get, for example, a whitelist spot. Which brings us to the end of this video, in which I once more want to remind you that this is no financial advice and you should, as always, do your own research. And with that said, see you soon and have a nice rest of your day.